it's off the charts.
Guys, welcome to part 2 of Subnautica. I'm posting this the same day as so the goal is to secure the thing.
Everyone just flies their fighter jets everywhere. Photoshop? No. Syria. There's no helicopters here. Oh, there's a new Syrian flag too. USA. Yeah, yeah. Oh, here, this is exactly what I just said. I just talked about this race. So good. I'm just getting triggered now. Americans so bad. If I was president, I think I would do like mandatory flag recognition classes. Yeah. And if you don't pass, you're paying like 50% more taxes. That's literally. Why is there an Israeli flag in America? The people of Gaza are suffering. Shame on you. Sir, this is literally a Greek restaurant. We're Greci. Does he respond like, this is Greci. Grecia. He puts the glasses on. Hell yeah, Bosnia. Click to make this a reality. Do it, Bosnia. Own all of Yugoslavia. Lebanon. This man will make history. South Africa combined with, is that?
How much is discharged?
Yeah, it's a reference to the Beaver incident. Yeah. All I need is your credit card.
Quartz and titanium.
Yeah, Beavers. Serbians, when they see a map of Serbia without Kosovo. Yeah, Serbia isn't like that. We're sorry for committing war crimes in our history. Meanwhile, Serbia, they love this meeting. My dad is a worker. And Serbia controlling the entire world. Oh, wait, is that? Did I make that? I don't think I made that. I thought I made that thumbnail for a second there. I think I made it differently. But this looks familiar. This is like a font that I use. I think this got changed. Albanian. I think I had something else. Was that thumbnail? I don't even know. I don't know anyways. Yep. Israel, Palestine fighting. Wait, dinar. 0.31. Damn. Yeah, the grapes. Iranian dinar. Turkish lira is not having a good time. It's literally like a dubstep song at this point. With the way the Turkish lira just was everywhere. Most masculine Iraqi and Slovenian. Why the Iraqians? I would think it would have said Iraq that would get the Slovenian title. Slovenians wondering where does the stereotype come from? Arab when they hear this joke on exploding. I'm sure they've been at a lot. Serbia.
Mai avem ciocolată.
Saying Bosnian language, the whole Serbian language. Add 3 tablespoons of Turkish birds. Add a bowl of Latin alphabet. Add some Arabic phrases. And we are making the Bosnian language, richest person in Greece, negative $28,000. Euros, richest person in Lebanon. 1, born in Albania. Least depressing place in the Middle East. I mean, I think there is there's definitely a right answer. That's 2 places I would say. Even if they're both depressing. Syrian anthem. Oh yeah.
Warning. Emergency power only. Oxygen production offline.
Zayo from Macedonia is born. I know why there's one sound effects, but the new son is of liberty. Macedonian fight. Macedonians fight. Saudi Arabia, when they see a Yemeni, I thought
So we're just gonna farm resources.
And Serbia, when they see a Bosnian. Yeah, let's not do that again. Let's not repeat the 90s. Damascus Central. Syria. I don't. This is actually pretty good. Oh, Middle East and the USA did exist. Yeah. Well, no, it's not. But, you know, it wasn't the US, it'd be something else. I mean, before the US was really there in the 50s, it was the British and the French. There's always someone messing around with the Middle East. Balkans and the US didn't exist. This is Albania. Welcome to Albania. You live in Balkan slum. Albania, you don't look too good. You live in North Yemen. Yeah. You live in Eastern Syria. My favorite Greek ruins. their economy. I see the Greeks are never going to escape the economy jokes. My favorite Syrian is very nice Syria. Moldova, they see it in tours for the first time. Syrians see it in tours for the first time. I would agree that those places probably would love to see tours because they never see them. Bahrain getting mentioned, 2 places. Similar places, man. The Balkans are like so many countries around the world. Like, the Balkans are probably peak chaos. But if there's any, at least might be the one spot that's closest to matching their energy. You have ASEAN, that the Balkans are often compared to South Asia. You have the Balkans to South America or Latin. This is definitely up for the based video. And usually thank you to this one. Can white people smell the rain? It's pronounced Tour-de-Sia. True.
Power restored. All primary systems online.
Changed.
Finally.
This video was made possible by NordVPN. Click the link below to stay safe online and get a huge discount on a 2-year plan with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Trouble sleeping? Need someone to snuggle? Then why not snuggle? Me, the limited edition of our simplified plushie is available for pre-order for a few days only. Get it quick along with some beautiful new character pins.
All systems online.
Look at us, boys. We've only got it. We beat the Brits and secured independence. Now to expand westward and conquer the rest of the continent. Thomas, it looks like a bunch of different people already live out west. What? Oh no. That means we can't expand. Oh, I hate my life. Whoa. I didn't say they were white people. At the end of the Revolutionary War, when the United States secured its independence from Great Britain, the 2 sides met in Paris to settle the terms. Among various things, they discussed American territorial gains, and the British granted them a generous amount of land out west. However, Benjamin Franklin appeared to have an additional fascination. Oh, Shannon.
Maximum reached. All damage eliminated.
Territory. But look at those curves.
I just want the multi-purpose.
Suggested that one day the Canadian colonies should become a part of the United States. In response, they suggested that we in America should shut the hell up. But if Britain was to give up Canada, then the 2 sides had to agree on where to put their border. Easy enough for the most part to follow some existing borders, added a few rivers and lakes, maybe even a parallel for good measure. But then there was a question. Westernmost point of this perfectly oval-shaped lake and continue in a straight line westward until it met the Mississippi River. Perfect. Or was it? Well, as it turned out, the lake didn't actually look like this, but like this, and the Mississippi wasn't here, but here. So in the end, none of that made even the slightest bit of sense. Don't blame the founding fathers. They were just using the best method. The guy made it, but to the minds of the day, the issue had been solved, and it was finally time to start getting along. Back to war they go. The glorious War of 1812 saw the Americans try to invade Canada, and the British burned down the White House. But when all was said and done, it was a good. And once again, America and Britain had to enter into peace negotiations. By now, both sides realized the original border they came up with was a piece of hot garbage, and since America had also recently obtained a huge amount of land from Italy, they decided they would need to re-examine the border issue. Straight line, and so it was. To fix the problems of the previous border agreement, they decided to go from the northwesternmost point of this lake, as had been previously agreed, down to the 49th parallel, and from there the line would go straight as an arrow up until the Rocky Mountains. But beyond the Rockies, the 2 sides couldn't quite agree on where they would go next, because both sides claimed the territory beyond the Rockies was theirs. You see, throughout its early history, America as a nation had its eyes heavily fixated on all that juicy land out west, right for invasion. I mean, sedimentation. America
Passing 100
wanted to expand.
meters.
Not only was it
Oxygen
their
efficiency
right, but some
decreased.
of it was destiny given to them by God himself to multiply multiply and spread across the continent, like rats or disease. Okay, guys, just before we take a break, God
Round 2, fight. Round 3, fight.
Alright, well, in that case, let's get out there and make things just as God intended.
Ah. Yeah, I found this in the last episode while looking for the moon pool fragment.
Distant expansion. I think it means very okay. Manifest destiny.
New blueprint acquired.
Canada was made up of a number of
Gotta make the case offer in 2 diamonds.
British North America. This one over here was owned by the Hudson's Bay Company, the British charter company dedicated to turning as many beavers as possible into as many felt hats as possible, as quickly as possible, and the indigenous people became a key supplier. As a result, the British were also eager to control the land out west and secure that region's valuable resources, and in particular, the Great Columbia River was deemed vital to the beaver business. So when it came to the question of what would happen to the border beyond the Rockies, the conversation went a little like this. The line should keep going straight because we're manifestly destined to gain the entire North American continent. No, we need this river so we can keep scalping beavers. Look, why don't we just draw the border along the river? That way we both have access to it. Well, that would be a completely fair compromise that protects the interests of both parties. And there's no way I'm ever going to agree to it! Having come to a roadblock, both sides simply agreed that for now, they would jointly occupy the Northwestern Territory. They were both free to settle and trade there. But rest assured,
Remember the materials you gather
only
are the
temporary.
property of
Eventually,
the
someone
All-Terra
will get
Corporation.
their way.
You will be liable to reimburse the full
Jointly
market
occupy this
price.
land.
Your
But I
account
ain't
bill
sharing
stands at 3
anything else.
million
I don't want to
credits.
see you using my toothbrush. I don't want to catch you wearing my underwear. And I don't want to catch you using my computer. And some dated advertisers. Well, then you, my friend, should use NordVPN. What the? Well, you like giving strangers your passwords to your most important online accounts? Me neither. And worse, you hear flickering over batteries, manifesting destiny, and a joint occupation of Oregon. And one man living here who thought the territory should be British was James Douglas, the Hudson's Bay Company's no-nonsense chief factor at Fort Vancouver. Ah, what a beautiful, unspoiled corner of the British Empire. I've got my spotted dip, my Spice Girls fan club membership, and an unrelenting negative outlook on life that affects everyone around me. What are you looking at, Stephen? Yes, truly British. What the? The problem for men like Douglas was that many Americans had already begun streaming up the Oregon Trail. Gunslinging, having neighborhood, diarrhea having. By the thousands, they were pouring in search of land to settle and farm. This, however, crowded out the fur trading, and eventually, a very bitter Douglas and the other Hudson's Bay traders in Fort Vancouver were ordered to relocate to a new base of operations. But the Americans keep coming and they don't stop coming. Hopped in their wagons and they hit the ground running. Didn't make sense to keep sharing Oregon when they outnumbered the Brits more than 6 to 1. And suddenly, the whole joint occupation was made under pressure. Newly elected President Polk made the America had a long history to the entire region, even implying a possible war with
Welcome
Britain.
aboard
Fiery
Detective.
language from U.S. senators declared that American rifles would annihilate the Hudson's Bay Company in Oregon, and America even gave Britain notice that it was breaking up the joint occupation agreement. The British were alarmed as the two sides stood on the brink of a war. But yet, neither truly wanted to fight. The British favored maintaining good economic relations, while the Americans had already covered themselves into a war with Mexico. So after a bit of back and forth, the British finally said, "Fine, you wanted a straight line? There's your straight line." And so, the agreement was made. The border would continue directly to the Strait of Georgia, but because the British insisted they keep Vancouver Island, it would then move south through the center of the channel and on to the Pacific Ocean. Finally, the issue of the northwest border had been solved. Hold the phone. Discrepancy detected. Keeping hands free, 200%. And Enhance. Enhance. Oh, too far. Perfect. Now, show me the exact wording of the treaty. The line of boundary goes to the middle of the channel, and then southern through the middle of said channel. But there's loads of channels. So, you tell me, dear viewer, which channel is the treaty referring to? And therefore, who owns these islands? Is the wording of the treaty a little too vague? Well, that's exactly the problem encountered by the people living in the area. The British insisted that the channel intended by the treaty was the Rosario Strait. The islands of the British. The Americans, on the other hand, argued that the intended channel was the Harrow Strait, and therefore the islands were American. At times, the debate became rough. Even the individuals who negotiated and signed the treaty at times didn't seem entirely sure which channel the treaty meant, and representatives from the Hudson's Bay Company begged them to make it clearer. But thousands of miles away, the people in power simply had more to worry about than some tiny islands in the middle of nowhere.
Lifetime readings. In this regional spot, the Aurora's radioactive fallout will have devastating effects on the alien ecosystem if not contained within the next 24 hours.
Last night and put this sketch together? That's a four-person, Darren. Excellent. Lord Piddly says he's going to fall on his backside? How is that parliamentary business, George? Oh.
Warning, ship's structural integrity is low. Fire suppression equipment and laser cutters may be required. Exploration is conducted at your own risk.
And so, for now, the islands were simply held in dispute. Were they British, or were they
Caution.
American?
Scans show the digestive tracts of nearby life forms contain human tissues.
Were undeniably British was James Douglas, now the governor of Vancouver Island. He had already once had American settlers encroach on his territory and force him to move. And by golly, he wasn't going to let it happen again. As far as he was concerned, those islands were not only British, but prime agricultural land. And given the chance, those glovey Yanks wouldn't hesitate to start pitching blacks with their glovey little hands. And so, he came up with a plan. If the British settled the islands first, then that would surely secure them for Britain. And so in 1853, Douglas sent an Irishman by the name of Charles Britain, along with some Hawaiian shepherds, to go set up a sheep farm on San Juan Island. And set up a sheep farm they did. The place was rammed with sheep, 1,369 to be exact. But within those flocks of woolly cowards could also be found a number of beautiful, prized Berkshire pigs. Oh, Porky, you look stunning. You're the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. Would you perhaps like to go to the island all together tonight? Once for no, go around in that cow rabbit, yes? Yes! I'm covered in poo and I'm the luckiest man alive! But life on the island for Charles Griffin wasn't to be a perfect paradise.
Preparing the day's water ration ahead of time will help ensure against dehydration and eventual death.
In 1854, an American customs collector was sailing around the islands on the outlet for bands of native tribesmen when he spotted something. Aha! I've got you now, you savages. Over yonder. These are sheep, sir. Sheep, you say? What are they doing here? Let's go and negotiate with them. Negotiate with sheep? Are you crazy? I'm perfectly stable, you
Aurora systems are running on local reserve power, unable to remotely download black box data.
Out of my way. Allow me to park
No!
this foul beast.
No!
Hey, stop threatening my sheep. Your sheep? You mean to tell me that you, that British subject, have illegally imported these sheep into American territory? I'll have you know that you, an American, are currently trespassing on British territory.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Americans felt that they were entitled to collect taxes on British property, either because the island was American and they were in seizure if dues were paid, the British wanted to arrest the Americans, either because the island was British and the two sides were in a standoff. To give Charles Griffin the legal power to deal with the American trespassers, Douglas said, "Hey, put on this wig. Boom, you're a magistrate now." And in turn, Griffin went to one of his Hawaiian shepherds and said, "Hey, I'm making you a constable. Put on this badge." The British then went off to arrest the U.S. Customs Inspector, but being an American, he emerged from his tent with 4 pistols and a giant knife, so the Brits had to back down. Eventually, raids by northern tribes chased the U.S. officer from the island.
Life form readings in this region are sparse. The Aurora's radioactive fallout will have devastating effects, and the alien ecosystem is not contained within the next 24 hours.
To go confront Charles Griffin. Hey, you owe us $80.33 for all this farm stuff you got here. Go suck an egg. Oh, I see. So that's how it is, huh?
Warning, ship's structural integrity is low. Fire suppression equipment and laser cutters may be required. Exploration is conducted at your own risk. Caution. Scans show the digestive tracts of nearby life forms contain human tissues.
Wait, how do you know what are inside these cave flowers?
Preparing the day's water ration ahead of time will help ensure against dehydration and eventual death.
We're not trying to start a major war over some dumb shit on this stupid island. But also, that was definitely ours. Under no circumstances did the other side have it. Both governments agreed to set up yet another boundary commission to decide which channel is the border.
Integrating new PDA data. Aurora systems are running on local reserve power, unable to remotely download black box data.
Compromise that protects the interests of both parties. And there's no way I'm ever going to agree to it! And in the aftermath of the sheep raid, James Douglas, still stationed at Fort Victoria, became even more cautious of American encroachment into his territory. Mr. Douglas, sir, accused me he has discovered gold in the Fraser Canyon, just north of here. Shut up! Keep your voice down, boy. We can't risk those crummy Americans hearing about this, or our territory here will be infested with them.
New blueprint acquired.
The Fraser Canyon gold rush attracted into
Wait.
to the region. Some got lucky.
Scans of damage to the Aurora do not match any known offensive technologies.
Codes for the Aurora Subnautica.
Codes for the Aurora Subnautica.
Señoritas, diré, es hora de Rishu. Primero se proteger.
Hey guys, welcome to some of these rooms. So take the bank. Go to the green, buddy. There we gonna quickly grab right station to see maybe what is the over there. Is that? Oh, no. Wait, hold on. Was that Captain's head? Was that it sounds cool? Let's see what we can get here. Here's another. Perfect. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys got any questions, put a chat box. No, Captain. Let's see here. Okay, so.
The biggest.
One, four, five.
Integrating new PDA data.
Oh, so we needed to repair it. Death module. Drive one.
new PDA data.
Prawn Bay. Battery. I can use that on my CMOS. Okay. Subnautica, let's be serious. I'm up. Yeah.
New blueprint acquired. Integrating new PDA data. New blueprint acquired. Integrating new PDA data. New blueprint acquired.
Fuck my color. 8, 1, 8, 6.
Integrating new PDA data. New blueprint acquired. New blueprint acquired.
roller coaster. Gotta scan everything.
Integrating new PDA data.
We got the Neptune escape rocket.
Picking up a faint black box signature originating on the other side of the hull breach in this room. The drive core shielding sustained internal damage during collision. Do not attempt repair without appropriate qualifications. Warning, local radiation at maximum tolerable level. Containment breach repaired. Further breaches detected. 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 Containment breach repaired. Further breaches detected.
Okay, only 4 left.
Containment breach repaired. Further breaches detected.
I swear!
Containment breach repaired. Further breaches detected. Containment breach repaired. Further breaches detected. Oxygen.
Last one.
Drive core breach sealed. Radiation levels decreasing.
successful. I have so much fun posting videos. I really hope you're enjoying them. It's like super fun to like finish the game and stuff. That's how I start. You know how I started doing videos? I found out how to do videos, and I did it. And I did a speed run on Hello Neighbor. It wasn't really successful, but it still has a special place in my heart. Yeah. De la arena.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Successful mission, and we didn't get eaten by the Reaper. Let's flipping go! I got posters so I can decorate. Lights on the floor. Oh yeah.
Integrating new PDA data.
Creature detail.
New blueprint acquired.
I just gotta make it to base. What do we do after this? Oh yeah, we gotta get to the Lost River. Maybe upgrade our base a little. I don't know, build a prom, build a cyclops. Oh yeah, I still need the engine fragments. I finished the rest. Where are we going? The moon pool there. Why is this floating?
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Thank you. Got power for me? Oh. They got from that. Actually, a lot of things. Turn on. Another farm. The Aurora. And this thing. I'm missing the keep calm. It was in the cafeteria, but who cares? We got the rocket blueprints. We're doing very good. Especially, we just started. Ah, stick drift. Skill. Wall shells. Here we can put the cap and the aurora. Blue cap and aurora miniature. Jiggy, 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 yeah. Everybody is not my problem. Hi. Everybody is not my problem. On pin. Hey, we got 91. We're going
All
to
systems online.
floating island, yeah. Where I wanted to build my base. But I couldn't. I can grab the blueprint of the oh! Now we have the 300. We can scan the one in Jellyshroom Caves. Just realized. Damn. Perhaps this sound so scary. Oh shoot. Volcanic. Sounds like the ghost of life. Chill.
The conditions in this base support a
Chill.
microcosm of unique, possibly predatory
Chill.
life forms. Detecting an artificial structure somewhere in the region.
Bro, just chill, fine. Is that the base? No. I took the wrong way. I hate this game. It's so confusing. I don't know where it was. I don't know. I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. Hop, hop, what is your name? Hop, hop, what color are you? Hop, hop, blah 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 blah. I am the space frog. I don't give a know what my purpose is in my life. I don't know what my purpose is.
Passing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased. Passing 200 meters. Oxygen efficiency greatly decreased.
Where is? Go to the bathroom. Don't creep on me. Go to the bathroom? There's no ghost to the bathroom. In the jelly caves. Where is the sleeping? I'm not going to the gassy base. I am the space frog. Oh, now we're closer to the floating island. Scary, second scariest vibe in my opinion. Leviathans in one biome while being dark and have warpers and like why don't just turn into day? Just turn into day. This is the only flashlight I have. I never crafted a flashlight. Why did Donald Trump say China? China. Dun, dun, dun. China. 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 Welcome back. I got white. What you want? Don't say it all. I don't want to go. Ain't done. It's up. I know. Then I know that I'm wrong. It's you. It's on. Where the ghost leviathans comes up and kills my sea moth. Oh wait. Because when I lost my sea moth and it was hardcore, I literally went to the mountains and died. Now I'm stuck in the hole. Oh, these idiots. Get out. Stop, stop. Stop, 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 stop. Stop it. Easy. He's gone. Oh no, he's not. Hey, come over here. Come over here. Check out my new suit. It's a brand new 1, 2. Buckle my 2, 3, 4. Buckle some more. Chinese potatoes.
New blueprint acquired.
Multi-purpose room. There's a purple tablet inside there. What?
New blueprint acquired.
Purple tablet.
Integrate new PDA data.
Integrating in new P D data. Integrating new PDA data.
New blueprint acquired.
New blueprint acquired. Just let me. And I also need to scan the observatory. 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 Stop.
What is that thing?
I don't know. I found it outside in the sand.
Part of another ship?
None I've ever seen. It's scratched.
Don't fool around with it. It might be worth something.
Stand down, Chief. If it were gonna crumble to dust, it would have done so when I picked it up.
It's glowing. We're not the first people to come to this
Integrating
planet.
new PDA data.
Maybe. Could be aliens. Could be the damn sea monsters for all we know. One thing for sure, we ain't gonna find out.
New blueprint acquired.
You gotta be kidding
Integrating
me.
new PDA data. New blueprint acquired.
Making my way downtown. Making my way uptown. Making my way downtown. Making my way downtown. Making my way downtown. Making my way downtown. I'm making my way downtown. I'm making my way downtown.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
I can go back to base. Oh come on, we're not that close to Reaper Leviathans. Doom shit, crash zone. Or maybe just the Ghost of Leviathans. Maybe the respawn? I don't know. Wait. Oh, bioreactor. I just love looking at the grassy plateaus, red stuff, like plants.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Okay. Oh, we only need 6 titanium. No. This episode, we're gonna try to build a prawn. That's easy. What do you need? Glass. I don't know how to know. Oh yeah, gel and ruby. I think the nearest gel must be the blood kelp zone. Maybe even the ball zone. Northern blood kelp zone. Maybe they're not even there. Maybe you have to go all the way to dunes. How much copper are you gonna give me? When I need titanium, they gave me copper. When I need copper, they gave me titanium.
30 seconds.
Oh, it's... Stop it, stick drift! have metal salvage. Ooh, oh, ooh, ooh, oh, hey, I'm gonna find it. Stalker. Get in there. Multi-purpose.
It may be prudent to separate work and leisure spaces to maximize productivity. Treat this space as your home, but never forget that it is not.
Titanium and fiber mesh. Titanium and fiber mesh. Fiber mesh. I'm gonna go to 49 and do. And for titanium, how many meters do you have to go? 105 meters is titanium and fiber mesh. And now don't need to construct it. To titanium, we need enabled glass. It's good that we live right next to. Before we do that, let me go into I don't want to see it. I come to get down, I come to get down. Keep calling me, jump around, jump around. And for enable glass, we gotta go to Stop. How to find scanner room fragments.
How to find a repurposed room.
Right there next to our beautiful reinforcement. Let's get the scanner room going. Yes, sir.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Right. You know what I need to do? Just make sure I reset what you guys
Okay, so we gotta go to a wreck in the grassy plateau.
All systems online.
And then we live next to the outpost. It will show us where the teeth are, and then we're gonna get a lot of money.
Passing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
I can also scan middle salvages.
This video helpful. Consider liking, subscribe. That was my channel.
Back up.
Video helpful. Consider liking, subscribe. That was my channel.
Where are the scanner room fragments?
30 seconds.
Scanner? Yes!
Integrating new PDA data.
Vending machine!
Passing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased. New blueprint acquired.
来ました。かねてからまた行動しなきゃな。Hello, my friend Tio. Welcome back to the well-hydrated game. Now, today is the day for another big challenge. This is the map of Subnautica. Or rather, this is the map of Subnautica if you take the top-down view. If you were to go off the edge here, you would find void. And if you were to go deep enough down, you would eventually find a place where the terrain cuts off, essentially forming a flat-ish bottom to the Subnautica map. And when I looked at this area the other day, I started to think to myself, there's many ways to stay underwater in Subnautica for an extended period of time. Would it perhaps be possible, in survival, to swim down there and then swim all the way across the map, emerging on the other side? Well, that's exactly what we're going to figure out today, so strap on your ear tags, everybody. Get ready to hold your breath, and let's dive right into it. Now, first things first, we have to define what it means to swim all across the map. Now, the Subnautica map roughly is the shape of a square when looked at top down. So, in my book, and for this video, we're going with the definition that you need to swim from one side to the side that's opposite to it. So, I cannot go across like this, I have to go all the way through. Now, there is a bit of strategy to this because the map is thinner in some places, but we'll get to that eventually. For now, let's boot up the game and hop right in. Well, actually, before I do that, let's hop into creative and do a whole bunch of testing, because I needed to know if this is even possible. And let me tell you, the results weren't as good as I had hoped. Now, I loaded into a survival world just as normal and climbed out of the life pod. Now, previously in creative, I found the places where I would be doing my dive. So the first thing I did in this survival world was that I went there and I marked the spots with beacons. Well, this does effectively help me too. The bigger reason here is that I want to A, be able to visualize how far I'm working for you guys, and B, make sure that I am not cutting any corners and emerging in a way that would be either shorter or, not straight across the map. Now, in terms of where this dive will be taking place, one side will be right there behind the Aurora, and the other side will be in the Sea Treaders map, right about where the tunnel begins, so somewhere around here on the map. And then I started playing as normal, swimming around, collecting some basic resources, grabbing some fruit bite seeds, and making myself a knife. Equipped with this deadly weapon, I also made myself an air flyer. These will come in handy later. And since I had the resources for it, I also made a bit of fins. After a couple of slices with the knife, and some collected mushrooms, I was able to make myself a scanner. And then I made my first mini O2 tanks. There's a bit of a checklist when going into this challenge, because the goal is to essentially be able to maximize my time spent underwater. And also, I didn't want to use vehicles for this, number one, because they cannot dive that deep, and number two, well, because it's going to be more fun for everybody. Well, except for myself, because I actually have to do it. While swimming around, I also started scanning some sea life fragments. And I also started crafting quite a few O2 tanks. And I would need 4 in total. Now, because I was having trouble seeing it, I also made myself a flashlight, even though this isn't strictly necessary to succeed in this challenge. And then I crafted my first high-capacity O2 tank. This would make diving deeper a lot easier, which would be helpful for gathering resources. Here I also started using the air bladder. Honestly, this thing is super useful. I can't believe I haven't been using it before in my survival worlds, or in hardcore for that matter, because it allows you to just stay down for so much longer, because you can make it up in just a couple of seconds. By life pod 6, I found another key piece of gear, the ultralight fins, the blueprint for them, and then I managed to finish scanning the sea line, which is awesome. Another piece of gear ready. I then started making more high-capacity tanks. If you don't know, in Subnautica there is a trick which you can utilize, whereby having multiple O2 tanks in your inventory, you can swap in between them when one runs out, therefore prolonging your time underwater. I'm sure you can see where we're going with this. I also quickly made myself a deep rebreather. This would allow me to consume less oxygen at depths greater than 100 meters. And I was also able to finally craft the sea line, which would make exploration time capsule though, which is freaking cool. Thank you so much for leaving it behind. And I finally found some modification station fragments, as you can see, being shot at by that tire plant, so I'm just trying to strafe around to not get hit. But yeah, finding these was a pain in the butt, and it took longer than I would like to admit. Luckily, at last, I found the third one. Now it was time to head back to the life pod. Now back at the life pod, I made the habitat builder so that I would be able to build this modification station. With that, I built a simple compartment. Oh yeah, the ship decided to explode at this point. And finally, I added a small solar panel to my base to make sure it had enough power. A little bit of gathering resources later, I was able to build a modification station. And now it was time to get those ultrafine fins. This didn't take very long. Luckily, those resources are not super hard to get. This would again be instrumental in allowing me to faster, especially with the slowdown that comes from carrying many
Oxygen efficiency
Now it was time to
decreased.
assemble the final piece of
Passing
equipment
200
and
meters.
so began the long
Oxygen
trip
efficiency
to
greatly
Officer
decreased.
Keith's life pod, which would house the blueprint for the ultra-high capacity tank. I took one breath and then dove pretty deep to get it. You know, it is surprisingly deep. On top of that, I wasn't sure exactly where this biome it is. I just knew it was in one of these crevices. But luckily, it didn't take me too long to find it. And right next to it, the data box with the blueprint I would need. Back at base, I proudly marched toward the modification station and built my first ultra-high capacity tank. Only 3 more. Luckily, I've been hoarding my the whole game up to this point, so surely I would have enough, right? Yeah, I was one short. At this point, I realized there would be another challenge, because previously, I had tested that this works starting at the edge of the void, but of course, that edge isn't at the surface. It's like 350 meters deep or something, and I would need to be able to get that deep. So I decided to build a couple of pipes and an air pump so that I can pump some oxygen to avoid that start. Let me tell you, dragging these pipes down at the very edge of the void in pitch darkness was unnerving. Let's just say, yeah, I would really not recommend doing this. And because I was a Dumbo before and didn't have enough lifting yet, I made a quick trip to the mountain island to get the last remaining piece almost died that one too. And then finally, I was able to build the last tank. At this point, I was thinking, I have it all. I mean, I'm pretty much ready for this challenge. And that's when it dawned on me. I hadn't fixed the ship. It is still radioactive, and I plan to surface right next to it. That will kill me. Well, crap. I made 3 more ladders. I would be using these to the final ascent. So yeah, I made the radiation suit, and then I made the repair tool. And it was off to the Aurora. While there, I started scavenging a couple of boxes. I just wanted some water and some batteries until they were ready. And then it was time to enter the Aurora. I filmed this because last time some people were accusing me of cheating since I didn't build the propulsion cannon, yet I was still able to get in. This isn't actually difficult to do at all. If you're willing to take a bit of damage, you can just walk up onto this ledge right here and drop straight over that debris. In the engine room, I went about fixing all the leaks while getting bit by the creepiest animal in the game. Then it was finally time to get back to the life pod and get ready for this challenge. Oh, and by the way, getting back over these is very easy too. So, it was time to put everything I would need into the container in my life pod and get myself fully equipped. Here you can see some of the final equipment that I'm going to go with. I made sure that my sea life will be reloaded too. And in fact, the remainder would have the pipe sealed so that I can build the pipe even a bit deeper, save the game, and it was time to set off. I built the pipe as deep as it could go, saved the game, double checked that I have everything one last time, and then I toggled the fog off so that you guys could actually see what we're doing. And the dive started. The first challenge was to reach Beacon 2, that is the official start I marked to the void. And you might be wondering, Beacon, how on earth are you going to survive the ghost leviathans in the void? Well, here's the thing. If you press yourself tight enough into the wall while going down into the void, for a pretty long chunk of the time, you can actually remain in the biome that it borders, and so no ghost leviathans will spawn. Then afterwards, as soon as we dip under the map, the game actually recognizes that we are in the biome that we're closest to up above, and so again, the ghosts will leave us alone. This means we will have a couple of close encounters, but hopefully not too many. Here, as I'm delving down into the void, you can see the death number increase quite rapidly, and you can see that I'm really trying to rub my shoulder up with the hole as much as I can, while trying to intend and listen for the signs of a ghost leviathan spawning. first one comes barely through the wall, as you do. But I was able to dodge it by just sticking real tight and close to it. And then of course I could go down into this ice scoop down here. So I had to swim out and fit in this little crack to the outside, where I would again keep hugging while more ghost lions would come charging at me. Luckily at this point, I could make a quick turn, and if I didn't get stuck, I could actually get underneath now. And so, begins. There you can see last ghost lion turning around, giving up on the chase. My goodness. And ahead of me, 3,000 meters, there's a beacon. This is also pretty cool here. You can see how the map kind of opens up a bit again. Of course, I can't surface here, but it is interesting to see this sort of leftover, maybe outside geometry that's contained in the here you can see the first challenge emerge, though. A massive in front of me. That's right, the bottom of the map is most definitely not a straight line. It actually dips quite a bit deeper than I am right now. So I had to contend with this as I swim out. Soon enough, you can see the swim to the surface option. My oxygen is about to run out, and here it's all about staying calm and maximizing the area. I'm waiting until my screen starts to fade to black, and I open up the inventory, swap to a new tank, and continue swimming. Okay, at this point I also figured I should be dropping the ultra high capacity tanks, since I believe having them in your inventory imposes a speed penalty on how fast you swim. And so the depth increased and the swimming continued. You can swim past the 1600 meters mark, and the map is still keeps getting deeper. Now at nearly 2000 meters deep, we've reached the deepest point of this journey. And you can see before too long I am running out of oxygen again, so it's time to perform another swap, and I have to stay focused without deviating from the wall. Then night fell, so I couldn't see a single thing. So I made it day so that again you guys can see. And here it looks like we've reached the edge. Look, the beacon is just 1,000 meters up. It's all about surfacing and we're done, and I still have leftover air. Well, it's not quite that simple. You see, as I approach that beacon, you realize that I swim past it, and now we're back in coast line territory. So hugging the wall as tightly as I can. There you can see one spawning already, and my oxygen is running deep. This is a lot of things to contend with at once. I performed a swapping maneuver one last time. We are now on my final tank, and still more than 800 meters deep. Here I'm really hearing the ghost vitals myself. So I pull out one of the air bladders, and I shoot up with it, escaping from death's grasp. Wasting no time, I plot another one, and I keep swimming up as fast as I possibly can. Luckily this pushes me back into the crash zone I know, so the ghosts should no longer be a problem. You can see me looking back too. And finally, with the help of the final air bladder and the last 27% of my sea glide battery, I reached the surface, and we made it, guys, to the other side of the map. Wow, what a journey that is. Can't really say I would recommend this challenge, but I know what everybody here is going to say. Make it. First of all, use the fog command, and also then you made it day, which yet again could be counted as cheating. And okay, I hear you. So I did the whole thing again, this time without using the fog command, just to prove that it is also possible this way. I can say this was definitely a lot harder. I had to actually rely on the map that is embedded in the sea glide while going down to see measurements from the wall. This one came much closer to the wire. I also almost completely depleted my sea glide battery here. But I will say there are probably ways to make it even easier to do this challenge if you want to try it yourself. Hopping off with the prawn suit, for example, can get you to the edge of the map with essentially zero risk of being caught by the ghost leviathans since they cannot keep up with you. But you would have to sacrifice a prawn suit, of course. Additionally, I believe there are, of course, glitches to give yourself like infinite oxygen, but that is a glitch, so I don't really count that as a legit way of beating the challenge. You can also probably build a pipe quite a bit deeper to give yourself more oxygen and make the trip easier. You could obviously break up a pipe on the other side as well, give yourself a recharge on the way up. You can build more air bladders. I believe you could probably also fit another oxygen tank into your inventory. Look, there's many options. Bottom line is, it is possible, and if you're a glutton for punishment like I am, you can try it yourself. But anyways, guys, that was another crazy challenge in Subnautica. If you have any more ideas like this one, please let me know down in the comments below. whatever. Next video I make. Bye bye. Chavales, estoy flipando. O sea, primera vez en mi vida que hago la reencarnación de la recta contra el Sao y me ha salido a volver 900 euracos. O sea, yo siempre he confirmado el corredor sin más. Hasta que una amiga me dice, prueba el touchdown, que se tarda poco. Vale, si se tarda poco, pues mira, me pongo esta mañana mientras desayuno y me pongo al lío. Oye, he respondido unas preguntas bastante normales, que si vivo de alquiler, que si pago una cuota de gimnasio.
Battery
Todo
charge.
esto, yo no lo sabía que se podía decir estas cosas. Además, mira, me sirve tanto si soy asalariado como si soy autónomo, que es mi casuística. Vamos, que no pierdes nada probando. Yo os voy a dejar el link aquí por si os animáis.
Just give me this kind of room. Fragments. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey.
New blueprint acquired.
How do you make this? That's the question.
There is no known way to
Devil
access
Coral?
these
Huh.
programs, and as a result, these
Pretty
files
easy.
are considered lost to media. Well,
Welcome aboard, Captain.
There's some more type
hello,
things.
my friends. Let's take a little stroll down history lane. Subnautica fully released January 23rd, 2018, after spending several years in early access since late 2014. Since that time, the game has received many changes, updates, and patches that have built towards the experience you can have today while playing it. I, as a game developer myself, have however always been more fascinated by the road it took to get there. The various steps, turns, and changes that shape the amazing game we all love and adore. On the channel, we've done a solid job going back in time to various early access builds, peeling back the layers, and exploring the niche and well-known elements that once existed in this game, such as the backrooms, Firelands. But there is only so far you can get. On Steam, the earliest access build is, as the name suggests, the earliest version of the game you can get your hands on. And honestly, I thought that was it. But then one day, scrolling through the wiki, I stumbled upon something, the so-called prototype builds. Developed before the earliest access, before PAX East, there was a set of 7 prototype builds released to people who purchased Subnautica Special Edition through Humble Bundle. Originally, the plan was to make these free DLC at some point, but that never happened, so the only way anyone can get their hands on these is if they were one of the few original buyers, and they somehow hadn't deleted the files from their PC, since the Humble Bundle ones aren't available. Now, right off the bat, I was hooked, and started looking. You can find some videos of these on YouTube, but getting your hands on them is a whole different beast. The wiki wasn't kidding when it called them lost media. I messaged the YouTubers who did the videos originally, but none of them had the files anymore. I even reached out to the devs, who weren't sure if they still had the files, and then I was basically left for dead. When all hope was lost, an amazing member of my Discord by the name of Foxy last
Welcome
April,
aboard,
by the way,
Captain.
reached out since they were on the hunt for the prototypes as well. And, well, let's just say they found them. So today, we're going to jump in, play through this piece of seemingly lost Subnautica history, and see where this game really came from. And welcome, my friends, to... Now, wait a minute. This doesn't say Subnautica, does it? Well, we're here in Prototype 1, and as it turns out, the game originally had a very different name. Descent, as you can see. And this menu also...
No!
Probably expect. I mean, the fact that it's like off-center is really messing up.
Stupid Yasso pod.
And what? Welcome to a submarine. I think we can remove this room. Why would I want to do that? Or build a room. Let's try building one. What about a diving room? Okay, I need scrap to build that. ballast, and then we have another propeller here. So let's say I want to go this way on both engines. Does it rotate the thing? Oh, it does. Whoa. Hey, look at that. Okay, what happens if I tilt it the way? Oh, we're sinking down. Look at this world. It looks so weird, doesn't it? So when I pick these up, will this give me oxygen? This looks so uncanny. I mean, I don't have an inventory, I don't have anything. Of course, it's just this world. I don't even know what to do with the oxygen tank I just picked up. There seems to be another biome. There's no way I can possibly reach it. I'm guessing this is the start to a kelp forest. Oh, that is strange. Yeah, I want to see what happens if I run out of oxygen. Running out of time. Any second now, we're gonna basically drown. Oh no! And we just jump out. Wow, okay. That was really something.
Así luce la nueva base de Glutacaya, con tecnología Glutaglow y ácido hialurónico, antioxidantes 10 veces más potentes que la vitamina C, textura cero ultra ligera. Despídete de las lociones pegajosas y luce una piel glow y luminosa. Luce base, luce Glutacaya.
Something. So, as we move through these prototypes, as far as I understand, the numbers kind of correspond to the order in which these were developed. So with each of them, we're going to see slightly more progress in the game. As you can see in prototype 2, we're still dealing with Descent, not Subnautica, and pretty much the same looking menu, but I'm guessing once we jump into the game, it will be different. Oh, yeah, no kidding, it's different. Okay, so we now have a very different looking phase. The world around looks about the same, honestly, even though that looks like a new biome, maybe. Okay, we have throttle from 2 engines, and we can build walls or destroy stuff. Okay, what if I destroy this? Okay, get some scrap in my inventory. There is a dive hatch. How many walls can I destroy? Oh, this is kind of cool. It's the way you would build walls. It's kind of like this, where you would basically be able to build your own rooms, presumably like box yourself in. No way to do that. And you were kind of left free to create
Welcome
the
aboard,
apartments of
Captain.
the sun, wherever you wanted. Yeah, that's... Man, this is still really freaky. There's a bunch of stuff floating around. Let's see if I can get to the surface. We can maybe at least take a look at our submarine. Okay, look at this thing. Wow, that's cool. It looks so strange, doesn't it? And then there is this. What in tarnation even is this? Don't know. It's all kind of suspended in the air. I like that you can kind of see some of the Unity debug stuff. Okay, let's get back into the sub and actually want to explore the map a little bit. Let's go full throttle. Wow, look at these biomes. What's that supposed to be? You guys thought the farlands were cursed? Look at this. This is making me very uncomfortable. Some like fruit or something you can pick up down there. Go to the void. This is so cursed. Oh yeah, no, that is actually the edge of the map. The terrain doesn't render and nothing happens. But very interesting. So I suppose in this one we basically learn how they originally envisioned, or maybe how they thought might be a good idea to have you build a submarine. I mean, much more player independent. I kind of like it. It's almost a shame something like this wasn't kept in the final version, even though I understand how it could be causing players maybe not being optimal. You know, somehow the fact that this is completely uncharted territory makes this way worse. Let's check the next prototype. Would you look at that? The name has officially changed. So somewhere between the first 2 prototypes and this one, it actually became Subnautica. Now I'm curious if we're going to see any other changes as well. Oh, the new loading screen, very nice. Gone are the options to build stuff. We're still in the same submarine. We now have 2 different indicators for ship depth. ship-centric it was supposed to be. Like, it seems that
Give
you're
it
supposed
back.
to go to places with your ship and leave it for short days. Also, they would just never sailors, because this looks like ice. There are no creatures to really speak. There's none that I can see. If I see something, I would actually advance. What on earth? Look at this! Yeah, I guess so. How deep can we go? This is like some strange liminal. It looks so strange. I mean, I know you're not supposed to be here, but still. Oh, look at this! We found the bottom. This is actually a thing. Holy moly. There was an actual bottom to the void. Look at this, we can see whatever this is. These chests. Grab a treasure. What? What? Like, okay. Look at this, we dove to the bottom of the void and we found treasure. See, I always thought the real treasure was the friendship we built along the way. And swimming through these empty areas fills me with such a strange feeling. Both nostalgic and creepy at the same time. Now, there used to be theories back then that who knows what kind of creature these devs might be hiding out there in the void. I mean, they were planning to do it originally. It's like somebody's twisted nightmare of the game. How did we find the actual end of the map now? I think we did. Yep, here it is, guys. This makes me really emotional. Well, let's move on. The menu still looks very simple. It still has that slight bit of animation. Okay. I think I see
This
what
is Life Pod
one
3,
about.
uploading
Look
our
at that, the
coordinates.
oxygen has now
We're plugging
changed
some holes in our
to be
emergency
minutes.
sea
Now
guide,
these
so if we're late
fish,
for the rendezvous,
they look
don't
like
panic.
tiny blooms.
Also,
I can
don't go
pull
home
this
without
up.
us.
Cannot craft
Seriously.
while diving.
3 out.
Oh, interesting. Okay, let's see
Signal
what's beyond
location
the edge.
uploaded to
Oh, did you
PDA.
see that? What is happening here? Whoa. Look at these things. It's like narwhals. Hi there, little carrot fish. This is pretty crazy. When there's a dead one, that they're emitting some sort of effect. Okay, I'm gonna increase the speed if I can, see if there are any other creatures. Now that we have creatures around, I'm as confident going down there. Look at this. So this is sort of the Arctic biome. It's so easy to get lost around here. Okay, so this is literally meant to be a different biome, just deep in the void. This is so freaky. Sorry, what? Look at this. This map is so weird. Let's see how the crafting works now. Can I build any sort of tool? Okay, knife. Okay, so I can make neoprene. Whoa! Look at this, I have a knife. I have no way to really use it, I don't think. Can I slice? Oh, maybe on these things. Oh, look at that, I can harvest kelp now. See, this is already really taking shape. Obviously, these prototypes are built as very short, small demos just to see if things work. But when I can build the small storage, let's see. And I can stuff over. This is pretty neat, actually. Impressive. Wow. Oh, the menu is now somehow progressed forward to the right. Not sure how that happened, but let's see what Prototype 5 has in store. Oh, look at this.
You really have
Okay, let's just do. Oh,
4
this
stock.
is. My oxygen is in Mars. This is kind of odd. We have ship computer. Find computer. Get dive suit. Is that freaking Spider-Man? What on earth? Get metal. We have like objectives now. First sub costs 25. 25 what exactly? Okay, so let's get some metal. Whoa. This goes deep. Get out of the water and press E to craft a tank. It's a lot this little floating bit. Kind of reminds me of Lily Pad Islands. You know how some of the rocks are suspended. Okay, let's go. We have a tank. So it looks like this one, maybe even the previous one, as far as the prototypes go, were kind of set to explore the crafting system, which makes sense. I guess it's one of the first bits of a survival game. What is this? What? everything combined? Oh, absolutely. Okay, let's build it first sub. And I want to try both. Look at this, guys. It's our first sub. And we get freaking revolving chair. This is very cool. I guess we have to go explore what kind of biomes there are. But before we do, I actually also want to try what the other submarine looks like. So this would have been the precursor to Cyclops. And I'm guessing whatever we're going to build now will be the precursor to the sequel. Look at this. That is so cool. Why did we never keep this? The Batisphere. Oh, this is awesome. It's like a tiny little UFO. Well, okay, we're gonna explore the map with this. We can't really see much over the edge. That is proving to be tricky. Oh, look at this. Some strange jellyfish. I mean, this is gonna be beautiful. I'm just kinda curious what we can find. I wish the render distance was a tiny bit further. Yeah, this is definitely a new biome. We haven't seen this before. It's a bit like what the bottom of the mushroom forest looks like. Some more jellyfish. So we have one new creature in this one. It was a different color. This is really trippy. Also kind of terrifying. Just these random super deep caves. What a strange biome. You know, I wonder sometimes with these prototypes if any of them were actually used to test what terrain generation is that some of these are supposed to have with that purpose. There's certainly a lot to see here though. Obviously very similar in its nature still. The graphic system looks pretty good. This is fascinating. There's definitely more to be found here, but I think we should probably still at this same menu. It hasn't really changed that much. Again, let's see. Oh, now we're getting legit. Okay. Subnautica. Very tiny
Passing
font.
100
Oh,
meters.
first of all,
Oxygen efficiency
those things are
decreased.
seriously chunky. Second of all, I'm on
Passing
a boat
200 meters.
with Spider-Man.
Oxygen
Take a dive
efficiency
suit
greatly
and
decreased.
use Fabricator. So you can't actually hear anymore. I guess I don't pilot this in any way. Okay, so this time you start with a boat. I also want to note that these files have been getting like exponentially larger. This is kind of cool. This is actually new, I believe, this effect on the ocean. What I was trying to say is that these have been getting a lot larger, though it looks like these might not be changing as much from prototype to prototype. No crash fishing, no crash fishing. These were good days. We still have a map. These things seem to be fighting. I like this, and I kinda wish the final version had more of these just massive cliffs. I mean, you can still find some, but like, look how deep this goes. Very interesting terrain. This looks like the floating islands. That is so trippy. Look at this. I really know what this was supposed to be. And whether this is just some tool to test terrain generation, this is so strange. This looks like a skeleton of something humongous. This has to be some strange terrain generation test right here. And there's no way you would just build all of these manually for no reason. This is a strange one. What on Earth? Or what's up? Planet 456b. It's really like you're looking at something that you're not meant to be looking at, you know? Yeah, it is so okay, so with this one, essentially, they put you on a boat instead of a submarine, and the map has changed quite a bit, now being covered in these massive spires. Tell me that doesn't look like a face there for a sec. Okay, well I think we've seen about everything this one has to offer. It's very strange. And now, finally, on to Prototype 8. Now, you might be wondering, hold on a second, if this was Prototype 6, what happened to Prototype 7? Well, the thing is, Prototype 7 is a complete mystery. So most of it, it looks like it never even released for the original backers. One player asked about it on the Subnautica forums back in 2014, and one of the devs for access responded saying that the mill had been lost in the sea. So presumably, it's some file that even to the actually from Lost Media. I honestly don't know if there's any way you can get your hands on it, but unfortunately I can find it. With that, let's just jump into Lost Media. Okay, let's see. Lava test. Okay, let's try lava test. What on earth? Holy crap. If it looks choppy for you guys, it's not just for you. It is incredibly choppy for me as well. I think my computer might be melting. Okay, so I'm in some vehicle, probably like a frog suit, and I'm on a world that is entirely made of lava. Oh, and I just found the edge. This is really not doing good for my computer. My god. It's just a tiny little island of lava. Okay, let's try again. Okay, so let's not do the lava test.
Welcome
Let's just-
aboard, Captain.
What? There's a bunch of guys standing there. What? Oh my god, this is so cursed. I am a pair of floating arms. Whoa, look at this. We have arms now. Oh, these are, you know what? These are from Natural Selection. Another game made by the same developers. Nice, there's so many just standing around. It's so creepy. The map has definitely received some changes. And now some actually high quality rocks. This looks nicer at least. Yeah, there's a lot more different plants. All of these things now have grass in them. What? Oh, this is a volcano. I mean, we all know the crater was supposed to take place on a massive volcano. Look at this. This is so creepy. And the map also used to be so freaking deep back then. And it just left spawn and about 500, 600 meters deep. If I told you guys this is Subnautica, would you believe me? What am I doing? This is so bizarre. This made me very uneasy. Why it's just this massive glowing what game am I playing right now? Look at that. Found deposit in just around 1,000 meters. Man, I
priority
just
automated message.
But anyways, guys,
Aurora
I
live
think that's a
pod
good place
13
to end
coordinates
this. Let me know if
attached
you
live
want me
pod
to
with
maybe
carrying high priority passenger.
this
Yoki
big
Kasai.
release of Subnautica.
I said
User
Kasai.
forcing this
Why do I have to
presentation.
record
They
this
have all
anyway?
kinds of
Send the
things,
mission very
which I
on
think you
detail.
guys might find really interesting. So please
Signal
let me know if
location
you'd be
uploaded
interested.
to
Okay, I
PDA.
can make another part looking into all of this crazy stuff. But with that, now when I say, I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, maybe consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. Those would be very much appreciated. With that, I want to wish you a beautiful rest of the day, and I'll see
Okay,
you
so
in whatever next video I make. Bye bye.
Giant complex in Millennium.
Install and go. The world of Subnautica is in some ways certainly mysterious, often prompting players to come up with their own theories about how everything works, or about what else might be lurking in the darkness out there. Today, we'll be taking a look at quite a few of these, with the help of Reddit user Immortal God Wizard, who created the Subnautica iceberg and posted it into the r/Subnautica subreddit. If you it's definitely where down you go. The crazier the theories/conspiracies get from the top.
Signore,
Dark abyss.
Captain.
As is I'll be adding you oxygen meter at the
4 minuter je op.
show how confident I am about
Där gör sitt hundlaut.
if it is almost empty, I most likely have no clue. But with that out of the way, why don't we
8
just take
minuter
it
termina vysyme
from
punatymi.
the sky above the iceberg.
Ce zici?
The
You okay?
Galaxy was a ship which arrived to planet 4546E before the Aurora, and its crew is responsible for developing the available bases we can find throughout the game. These have been vacant for about a decade now, so you can certainly see nature taking that back over. Certainly a useful place to find new blueprints. Alien events are placed under a huge system exit into the ocean. The original purpose of these was to provide fresh water for the Emperor trapped below, but they are also used by peepers now to transfer the incomplete Enzyme 42 around the crater. In Subnautica, you can find 2 islands which you're able to get to and explore. Since the surface of 546 is mostly flat, due to it being all water, without major objects to block the player's view, fog and clouds are used to hide the 2 islands until the player is relatively close to them. It is certainly a strange phenomenon, but it seemingly exists for progression purposes. Remains of multiple Reaper Leviathans can be found around the lava cell in the form of incomplete skeletons and skulls. When alive, these were dragged down here by sea dragons and killed/consumed in the boiling water. Interestingly enough, according to the PDA, most of these are bleeding animals, so we're looking at relatively fresh kills. As for most creatures in the game, cuttlefish hatch from eggs the player can find throughout the game. Naturally, given that the cuttlefish is a very unique creature, the number of eggs the player can actually find is equal to 5. These eggs certainly stand out from the rest, given their unique appearance, which actually should be a very creature on the inside. Right, obviously, this is the surface section.
Jingle bell,
broadcast signal, only to meet its unfortunate end and get destroyed. Now, as a part of the main story, you have to disable the QEP in order to leave the planet. However, using some nifty console points or just being really fast, you can actually disable the QEP before Sunbeam arrives to the planet. If you manage this, a unique voice line will play as a message from Sunbeam. It is believed that they just plan to remain ending the story first, given that most players get to hear this line. Natural Selection 2 is a game made by Unknown Entertainment for Subnautica, and these two games in the same universe.
When I end the video,
This can be seen from
when I make it back to base.
Terra existing in both games, but not much to look at here. There is a popular theory that outside the area of Subnautica, in the so-called ecological dead zone, simply the void, there exists a large unidentified planet that dwarfs everything else on the planet in the game. I have a full video exploring this theory on the channel if you're interested. Just click on the icon in the top right of the video. I'm honestly not sure what this is supposed to be. There is a limited number of creepers, dragons, and ghosts in the map if we don't count the crater edge, filled with predefined spawn points. You can even find multiple which is part of the as far as I know. That's about it. So, back in the update, there used to be an actual bottom in the ecological dead zone at around 3,000 meters deep. This was a flat area covering about 1 kilometer square, with bits and pieces
Welcome aboard, Captain.
dotting the surface. This bottom is said to be the crater edge turned into much more of a sheer drop. You can still find some sort of bits of strange geometry at the bottom of it, but nothing major. And that's all on the crater surface. Now it's time to dive in the water. I'm not too sure about this one, but in the game you have the option to take screenshots
Okay,
at any
so
time by
what
pressing
did we
F11. This will
do
add
in
a
this
photo
episode?
of the account.
Expanded on our base.
Place into a picture frame. By taking a
Worked
photo
on
of
the
yourself with PDA, you
wearing the prawn suit.
His photo.
We've done a lot today.
Picture effect, which somewhat resembles a fractal, I guess. In the original version of
Okay, so
Subnautica, several biomes were conceptualized, but ended
see
up
ya in next video.
due to budget and scope. And our hero